such a long time. It's been such a long time, ladies and gentlemen, but we're back. We're back in business. We're back together again. The two co-hosts of this fine podcast, the Video Game Town Hall podcast, have returned from various trips and vacations. I'm one of them. I'm the mayor of Video Game Town, Jared Russo, and I'm here with the custodian-in-chief, Grant Bruner.
Aye, matey, custodian-in-chief. Yes, it's me, Grant Bruner, editor-in-chief, and also janitor of videogame.town, a podcast, and a website, and a YouTube channel.
And various other social medias. Now, we won't need to necessarily get into our respective journeys around the globe unless you have like a really insightful story or like a funny anecdote or a burning hot take or a question.
The only thing I'd say is I spent a week in Philly. I don't need to go into the details. One, Ethiopian food is great, and it's really hard for me to get Ethiopian food locally, so going into a big city is great. The other one is if you're going to go to Philly, go to the Penn Museum. It is probably the single best history museum I have ever been to. It is phenomenal. They have so many artifacts, and so many of them are from like 6,000, 8,000 years ago. They have a big granite sphinx. It's incredible. It's a great museum.
When I was in Philly, there were little like Quaker houses, little schools.
Yeah, we went to a meeting house, the Arch Street Meeting House in Old.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a bunch of those.
Well, the other thing is I'm from Delaware, which is one near Pennsylvania and was colonially basically a part of Pennsylvania, and two, also a Quaker stronghold. So there's lots of like the Camden Meeting House is a historic Quaker meeting house, not very far from where I live. Jared, have you ever one time in your life smoked weed?
I've been in a room and it smelled so bad that I had to leave. And then I think I accidentally ate half of a weed gummy and nothing happened to me. So I've never even been high. So this is going up on 420. Mm-hmm. It is very, very ironic, very funny that I am a person who is going to be discussing games to play while high, having never really done it. But it seems to me that this is going to touch on games that we have previously discussed either in our Weirdest Games episode with Jenna Stieber or just typically some of our favorite comfort games, because like we've often discussed Katamari Damacy and Lumines and like all these like sort of like colorful, fun, easy to pick up and play psychedelic games, Rez, things like that.
Oh, for sure.
And that's like a little like, I don't want to say on the nose or obvious, but like there's got to be other picks for this that like aren't just that, right?
Okay. Well, I think first off, let's hit the heavy hitters. Tetris Effect, Luminous Arise.
Yeah. Yep.
10 out of 10. I would say maybe these lean slightly more towards a hallucinogeny game, but they're also weed games. They're not weed games. Let's be clear.
This is correct.
Great. Well, first and foremost, incredible games. Superb games. I love them. I love Tetris Effect. I love Luminous Arise. They're very, very, very good. And I think one of the things about being high, so you can be too high. You can buy weed edibles now, and they're dosed, so you know exactly how much you're taking, or you know with some certainty about how much you're taking. There's always going to be some variability, but it's going to be around blah milligrams. When you bake yourself, I wasn't the one baking, but you get let's say you get a weed brownie from somebody, and you get baked from baking.
Bake and bake.
But the thing is, these people they make canna butter. They take the trichomes from the flour, and they mix it up and they heat it with a fat, and they by the heating it activates the compound, psychoactive compound. The fat allows it to bind, and so you can feel the high. And then you use that canna butter in brownies or cookies or whatever. Unless you have measured significant tools, you don't really know what the dosage of your brownies are. I have taken homemade brownies and gotten way, 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 way too high. And mind you, I was not going to town I'm gonna fuck up these brownies. I took they cut you have an idea of like what a brownie size is. Like, you bake some brownies at home, you cut it into 9 squares. You have one of those. I had a third of what you would think of as like a normal brownie. I didn't go crazy, but I was violently high.
Wow. I didn't even think that was possible.
Nauseous, puking, terrible, bad time.
Jeez.
You don't want and like, listen, if you have a high tolerance, like if let's say I am not a daily user, but if you are a daily user, you could probably do a whole lot more weed. But it's bad. So you don't want to get really, really high. But if you're at like the perfect level of high, of like, you're not thinking about other things, you can let you're not thinking about the things that are stressful, but you have like kind of like a vacancy. It allows games like Tetris or Luminous, where it's very vibes based, and you don't want to pay too close attention to it. It allows you to really, I feel, kind of like lock in if you're just high enough, but you definitely don't want to be too high.
Well, I really tried to come up with games that would fit this episode that I've played, never having experienced this. And it's interesting that my brain immediately went to a lot of the Call of Duties have banners and like call signs.
It's kind of notoriously the weed game, even though it's weird because you would be bad at it if you're like if you're high, you're not going to play as well.
Well, I mean, I've sat there for hours on end. You get into a flow state. You don't really. It's not like this like high functioning like lean forward like gnashing your teeth. Like you're just like just get the kill streaks and just go into the next game, and you're just doing laps around the map.
And I guess it makes sense, right? Because it's a low respawn time, right? In a Call
it's like
of Duty.
Immediate,
right? Because it's not like if you got high and played Counter-Strike, you would have a miserable time. You would have a terrible.
No, that's the
time.
opposite. No. Yeah, this is just like, who cares? Doesn't matter if you win or lose because you're just leveling yourself up and your guns. And then I also figured like just roaming around like GTA. Just driving around, listening to music, and just fucking around. It's a big
any
sandbox.
open world, like a Cyberpunk or like a Witcher.
I figured it would be nicer and more fitting / relaxing to just let me just get on a jet, what are those? A wave runner, jet ski, just go into the open waters of Los Santos.
No,
whereas,
the real
Cyberpunk,
answer?
Everything's trying to kill you.
The real answer is Assassin's Creed. Because it is a huge it's a checklist game. You can kind of pick wherever you want.
Yeah.
And really any of the Ubisoft games are pretty good do weed games, because it's like, hey man, you're going to have a bunch of side quests. You're going to have like a laundry list of side quests of go to here on this map and do a thing. Climb a tower, kill a camp, whatever. Far Cry, Ass Creed, or whatever. Those are very, very good weed games, and like that fits the model.
Now, what about games that figuratively and literally keep you in a track on rails? What about like a Mario Kart, just like a real like you just go forward?
But I pulled up some games that I thought would be a good fit. Jetpack Joyride, I feel like, is a great weed game.
You love that game. I played a lot of it when it came out.
It's so good.
Now, have you ever seen ads for mobile games where it's like the guy shooting on like a highway and you move him left to right, and then you like increase your bullets or your people, and then there's like a big horde of zombies and you have to like move it over and shoot them? Have you ever seen this game?
Jared, I never see ads on the internet. I have so many layers of ad blocking. I like DNS level in my browser, like all of that shit. I don't ever see ads. Here's
what I'll send you a video. There's this like new subgenre of like auto runner, but it's an auto shooter, and you're just moving a guy back and forth to either upgrade yourself or kill the oncoming horde, and it's just a single highway, and they're just coming right at you. It's like a Guitar Hero, like coming down the track.
Guitar Hero is not a bad choice.
Oh yeah, that too. But yeah, like mobile games that are very like linear, and
because also here's the thing is like I barely put any time onto Jetpack Joyride on the phone. I played it on the Vita. That's where I put almost all my hours of Jetpack Joyride on the Vita.
Oh, that was my iPad game for a while.
It's a great. I mean, you could do way worse than Jetpack Joyride being your iPad game.
Funny enough, I have just submitted a video review for two games, one I didn't like and one I loved, that are very much just turn your brain off and just go for it. One is Rackcoin, the coin pusher that's like a Balatro like, and Scritchy Scratchy, which is a lottery scratch off cookie clicker clone.
Oh, fuck. That sounds great.
It's incredible. Grant, I really want to make it my game of the year front runner. I can't do it, but fuck, man, was that the greatest 15 hours of gameplay.
Came out. I feel like that has to be that has to be your number one going at least at this point in the year, right?
Oh, over Slay the Spire 2 and Resident Evil, Scritchy Scratchy. Grant, when you see my review, I was gushing. I love Scritchy Scratchy because you first start and you're just washing dishes and you get $1. And you wash another dish and you get $1. And then you get a scratch off. And then you might win $10.
Yeah.
And then you can level up the lottery tickets. You get more money. You get an auto scratcher. You get a little cat who just auto adds the money to your account. You get a garbage can. You put the bad tickets in the garbage. There's a time machine. Dude, oh my God. Scritchy Scratchy. That is like a Zen game.
I mean, that sounds good.
It's so good.
It kind of in that sense, I think a game that I have spoken about a lot on this podcast and written about on our website, Arcade Paradise, I feel like is a great high game because it's very repetitive. You're doing a lot of the same things. And listen, you're also playing arcade games. I feel like many of which you could do totally fine when you're, kind of high.
Is there a worse choice for Wii game, game you would never want to play under any substance? Crimson Desert. That sounds miserable.
I feel like Crusader Kings or anything or even a Civ where there's lots of
Kingdom Come,
lots of text on the screen, lots of buttons. We're talking dozens of buttons on the screen. You got to read a lot of text. I feel like you're gonna have a bad time if you're high.
Just everything I've seen and heard about in Crimson Desert, it's this game controls poorly. There's way too much going on, and it's the worst game ever. But people, can't
also
stop
maybe
playing.
It's the best game ever? Question mark.
Doesn't make any sense to me. But.
I mean, listen. I think that there are things about it. I don't think I'm going to play that game, but I think there are things about it where I see it and I'm like, if this came out and I was 20, I could see myself putting 100 hours into something like this. As an old man, there's no fucking, because it's what's the I'm going to look up how long to beat for it, because it has to be 80, 100 hours, right? It's a really long game.
3,000 hours.
What the fuck is it called? Crimson
Desert.
Crimson Desert. I'm Red Desert. The main story says 60 hours. The main plus extra is 90 and a half hours, and the completionist is 203 hours.
I definitely knew a lot of people who swear by getting high and playing Street Fighter.
Yeah, because I think it's a lot of the same thing with a puzzle game where it's you're in you get into the flow state saying Super Hexagon. Did you ever play Super Hexagon?
Yeah, Super Hexagon's fun.
That's a great high game because that requires you to kind of hey man, slightly, unfocus your eyes a bit and you're going to play better.
You know what's actually, now that I think about it, what's a great game? Humanity.
I've never played it, but it makes sense. And that's because it's kind of Lemonsy, right?
Yeah, it's just a constant stream of people walking in a direction and you're just a little ghost Shiba Inu and you just move what direction they go in to get to the end of the puzzle. And it's very trippy and very cool and very colorful and very zen.
Man, Super Hexagon's so fucking good.
I think Humanity was on Game Pass. I mean, those are two words that you're never going to want to hear because Microsoft is under boycott by BDS. We know.
It's true. Bejeweled and Peggle are good examples. I think you get yourself one of them. You're going to, you're going to have a PopCap game. You're going to have a good time. Honestly, you might, I'm trying to think about Plants vs. Zombies. I feel that might, especially the later levels, that might get a little bit too thinky.
I would do
levels where the spiders drop down and start stealing your fucking pots.
Yeah, that's the fifth act. I would definitely do it, and then Zuma's Revenge or Feeding Frenzy or There are a lot of great pop.
Hear me out,
games.
Jared. I know this is not your kind of game, but Stardew Valley is a pretty good high game.
Oh, Pokopia. Oh my god. Just laughing hysterically as like Magikarp goes, "Yo, hey, what's up, man?" Fucking hilarious.
I mean, so certainly, like, yes, like some of the giggling and stuff definitely can happen. I would say most of the time, I'm not like guffawing and giggling, but I am very vibed out. Like I am on the couch and I'm just fucking vibing. is kind of how I go with when I am on the Mary Jane. I think, you know, like Rez, I think is such an easy answer. Anything that is like extreme, that they turn up the vibrations to like 10 out of 10, I think is great for like the synesthetic stuff is really good for gaming while high.
Do you think people while high would accidentally kill their Nintendogs?
Can you kill your? There's no way you could kill your Nintendo, but you could definitely kill your Tamagotchi.
Oh yeah.
I definitely
like
think
you forget to feed it, you know?
Yeah. Or like you're in the middle of feeding it and it chokes or something along those lines.
That would be the fucking greatest troll if Miyamoto like let you kill the dog in Nintendogs.
Is that the greatest troll?
That's the fail state. It's like, you fucked up, kid.
The
dog's dead.
That classic Nintendo lineup. You fucked up, kid.
Oh my god, dude, Pikmin? Oh man.
Sure, yeah. No, I definitely think that, because it's like there's probably lots of Nintendo games that would be because they're made for kids and like, listen, are totally enjoyable by adults. But like you play a Mario game and you go like, yeah, that's a game that they're making so that kids can play it too. Like they're making that with the idea that children are going to be playing these games. And I think anytime that happens, you go like, yeah, you could probably play that high.
Don't play Breath of the Wild, because then everything will look really delicious when you cook it.
Yeah, see, this is the problem, is that you see the thing and you're like, fuck. And like there is a you know, the trope about the munchies, Jared, let me tell you, it is 100% true. At least for me, and at least with the weed that I imbibe, I get so fucking hungry.
Well, I personally don't need to gain any more weight.
It's true. It's a
no,
problem.
thank you.
No, it's a problem, and you have to be like, okay, well, I'm still very weed hungry, but I'm gonna not eat. I'm gonna not eat food, even though I really want to.
That sounds like a curse.
I mean, there's other good stuff happening, so it's not the end of the world. But the Munchie stuff, 100% accurate, 1000% accurate. You will want to snack. Which listen. There are worse things in the world than snacking while playing a game.
Yeah, but then you get too high, and then your controllers are all orange because of the Cheeto dust. You know.
I don't know if you've ever seen this, but they're like basically spring-loaded chopsticks, but you wear them in between. There's like finger grooves, and you wear them between your pointer finger and your middle finger, and you can wear them while you #game. And you can chopstick like your Cheeto or whatever.
Technology has gone too far.
Man, the hubris of man trying to get 360 no scopes while eating Cheetos.
Where are the Luddites when you need them? We need to scale things back.
While eating hot chip.
It's the trend of Gen A kids like pushing against the grain and being like, whoa, physical media, like vinyls. And they're just like, they're going backwards.
I will say, I am so mad because I'm in the process of trying to gather the Wallace and Grommets, so that I can watch that with my wife, and I can. Yes, exactly. But the fucking latest thing is stuck on Netflix, and you can pirate it. I'm sure you can, but like, I can't pay you $10 or $15 for this fucking movie. You want me to subscribe to that? That sucks.
Yes.
That sucks so bad.
It is the end goal. Every company like this wants all of your time, all of your attention, all of your money. They will never give an inch. They won't go to theaters. They won't help you out and put things on VOD. No, fuck you. Pay us every month. Forget that you're paying us every month and piss off.
Jared, I don't think I have subscribed to Netflix since, I think, 2017 or 2018.
Yeah, I've stopped for almost that same amount of time.
I think people talk about it as being the best. I think it is the worst streaming service. Maybe not the worst. It is one of the worst streaming services.
Yeah. there have been so many games that have come out since we've last spoken that I don't even know where to begin. So here's what I'm going to do. You're going to start to talk about a game you've been playing that you like. I'm going to bring up the list, and then I'm going to speed run through them because there are so many games that I've played.
Okay, so I think the thing that I probably should cover the most is Dos Divas, which is from Outer Loop Games, which are the people who made Thirsty Suitors, which I've covered substantially. If you go to videogame.town, you will see my thoughts. I did a write-up of kind of like, my general thoughts about the game. I hesitate to say like review, because it's like, it's not like here is an in-depth every aspect of the thing, but I would say an overview of the game, of my thoughts about playing the game. And I did an hour of gameplay. So if you want to see how the game plays, Jared, I think it's very up your alley in that it is a Super Mario RPG like, in that you're playing, it is a turn-based game, but you are trying to match the specific weaknesses of enemies, but then you're doing like a rhythm game to have ultimate, you maximize your damage to the enemy. It also has rhythm elements to the cooking, but you're also kind of like building different, you get recipes, but you can also kind of DIY your own cooking things, very much like Breath of the Wild. And I think that, it's not necessarily that I think this is like a quote unquote Jared game, but I do think that there is enough overlap of things that you like that it's a $20 game. I think that you would have a good time.
Okay.
I also think that you would like Thirsty Suitors too. I think I ended up liking Thirsty Suitors more. It's because it's hornier. It's more about interpersonal relationship. This is more about like community and family, which, Thirsty Suitors is also about those things, especially the family part. But like, I think this is a really delightful game. You're walking around as your two sisters, walking around in a mech, trying to thwart your other sister who has like a Walmart like grasp on the food supply, like the chain, supply chain of food. People eat like food in a tube, like slop, and you're trying to bring back delicious home cooked meals. And it's a really lovely game. I had review code provided to me from Outer Loop Games, and was able to do it and post it up, and I was really happy with how everything turned out, and I'm pretty happy with the game.
I like that we don't do review scores because we can't get aggregated, and therefore it is not a conflict of interest for you to have this game on your fantasy team.
Yeah.
Because you can't affect its score.
It's true. But also, let's say even if I was on OpenCritic, or if we did have a score, if we did scores and we were on, it would affect it so little. It would have such a small effect that I can't imagine. Yeah. Even if I gave it a 10 out of 10, I don't even think it would move it like a point. I mean, maybe it would now, but because as we're recording, it doesn't have that many reviews. But like, let's say a game comes out, it gets 40 reviews. You having something that's a 10 out of 10 instead of an 8 out of 10 is not going to move the numbers very much.
No, not at all. God, how long has it been since? Okay, so I've written a review for Pokopia, but we haven't spoke about it.
Yeah, we have not.
Okay. I did a review for Slay the Spire 2. I think we might have talked about it because that came out a while ago.
Yeah, but like we've talked about it kind of on and off for a while. I know that you are red hot on it.
Yeah, it's an all-timer. I wrote a review for Star of Providence, which didn't come out this year, and Shotgun Cop Man, which also did not come out this year. But there was a Steam sale. I was on the road. I had my Steam Deck. Those are great. What the hell else came out this year that we've been playing?
So they put out that it's like Marvel Maximum Collection.
Yes.
I played that, and I did a video of it, of me playing through the X-Men arcade game. It's up on videogame.town, and it's also on our YouTube channel. I think that X-Men arcade game is still, to this day, really great. It's especially great if you can play it with multiple people. It's great that you're not dumping in a fucking 1,000 quarters, because some of that stuff gets pretty wild. I don't care about any of the other games. Like, do you have nostalgia for any of the other games in this collection?
Yes, if they have the X-Men for Genesis, yes.
They don't. Let me bring up the list of games. It has. So
I mean, I've played some of them. I have a affection for certain ones.
yeah. So it has the X-Men arcade game. So it has the 2-player and 4-player, which are the regular 4x3 screens. It also has the 6-player, which is like the extendo.
Yeah.
I played through the game in both 2-player and 6-player, basic, and finished that. It has the Silver Surfer NES game. It has the Captain America and the Avengers, which is funny because at that point in time, the Avengers was a weak ass brand. So you had to be like, what's something that people know? Captain America.
That I played. That I have affinity for.
It's mostly an arcade game, but it was also on the Genesis and the NES.
Yep.
Then you get away from the arcade games into just the like Genesis and NES, and there's also like portable ones. So Spider-Man and the X-Men in Arcade's Revenge, which I think is bullshit that it has the word arcade in it and did not have an arcade version.
No. Arcade the villain.
Okay, but it's still bullshit that they don't put it in.
He's a super villain. They go to his his name is Arcade, but he also has a place called Murder World. It's a whole thing. I don't want to get into it.
Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage and Venom / Spider-Man Separation Anxiety. I have dabbled in all the ones that are not the X-Men arcade game, and I go, okay. I think the one that I think is the most tolerable is Captain America and the Avengers on the arcade version, because I would say that it is slightly more complex than the X-Men arcade game, which is, it's mostly like a one button game. I think that that was pretty okay. I think the other games I was like, I'm not having a good time.
Yeah, I mean these collections, there's like the Disney animated adaptations and the Disney like cartoon morning ones. There have been some Capcom collections with like the Punisher side scroller, a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones. Maybe there was like a Power Rangers one. There's been so many of these collections, and there's still a ton of stuff that like they just haven't ever ported still. Like I'm still waiting on those 2 Genesis X-Men games.
I was really excited because one, brings the X-Men arcade game to modern consoles, which is great. But more importantly, when they put it out on the PS3 and Xbox 360, they like re-recorded the lines. They had like fucked up the sound, which is like, listen, if you want to have a mode that has like new sound, like we reorchestrated the music or whatever, and you have that as a mode, that's fine. I don't care. As long as you have the original shit available, which they did not. But this version does. This doesn't have the re-recorded stuff. This has the OG X-Men, welcome to die.
Welcome to die. All right, so I'm looking at this list. There are things that I want to play, like Darwin's Paradox and Super Meat Boy 3D. And then I realized that the thing I was thinking of this whole time was I played the fucking Pragmata demo.
Oh, Jared. So as we're recording this, the reviews have come out, and it is getting very, very warm reviews. What are your thoughts on the Pragmata demo?
I was like, yeah, this seems like a 360 game. Like, the levels are very simple and empty, and I could see this getting really repetitive, like, because I'm being like forced to do the pipe puzzle from BioShock really fast. I was having an okay time. I'm like, all right, I dig this. It did not blow my mind, but it's pretty.
They don't make games like this anymore.
They don't, and I mean I know why, but
but clearly,
I wasn't like over the moon about it. But I was like, all right,
I'm pretty over the moon about. I don't think that demo is life changing, but I was like, oh wow, this is like a really good demo. Like that demo sold me on the game. Like I was already like interested in the game, especially like this kind of like the story of it getting like announced as like a very vague sci-fi thing and then just silence for years. I was like, all right, well, is this a game? And then playing the demo, I was like, wow, this is actually pretty great. It's very like hilarious. Like it's kind of retro, like you said, like it does kind of feel like a game that Capcom would have put out in like the 360 PS3 era.
Yeah, I think for me, it got me intrigued, or I was like not intrigued, but I want to see how, because like it wasn't like he felt like amazing to control, and the shooting I was like
good. I don't think it felt amazing, but it felt good. It didn't feel bad at all.
Well, like I want to know like what more is going on. Like, are they going to mix things up? Are they going to like I want to it can't just be like 12 hours of okay, I'm going to do the puzzle again and then shoot his big weak spots and then dodge out of the way in time.
Isn't that just what roguelikes are?
No, they're more mechanically intricate and like there's more systems at play and synergies. Like I'm thinking of like Resident Evil 4 in 2005. Like
I'm pretty
like what is this doing that RE4 didn't accomplish way better?
Yeah, so it's getting really good reviews. I would say that generally people really like the multitasking stuff of you're basically like there's like a hacking metagame basically that like you're on your right thumb or on the face buttons doing the little girl is hacking your shit. The little robot girl is hacking the enemies to basically like buff and debuff things. And then you're, on the right trigger, left trigger, and the left thumbstick aiming and fucking up dudes and, solving puzzles in the world. I think I am very, as of recording, there are 101 reviews on OpenCritic, and it has an average rating of 87 out of 100. And I was already sold, and seeing that it got really, really warm reviews makes me like, okay, yep, I'm excited to play this game. By the time it comes out, it will be out, and we will probably have some coverage when you're listening to this. We've already covered the demo. But yeah, I'm fully stoked.
Well, Grant, are you stoked to play 20 questions?
Well, before we do the 20 questions, I do want to say I've also been playing Life is Strange Reunion. It is a game that you really, really have to have played Life is Strange Double Exposure, and you probably should have played all of the other Life is Strange games if you want to really enjoy it. I'm having a great time. I hope that this is the kind of the end of the Max and Chloe stuff, but it's nice. It's always nice to see our virtual friends. It picks up very much explicitly right where Double Exposure ends, and I would just say if you like the Life is Strange games, you're gonna like it, and if those don't do anything for you, fans of the genre.
I can't believe they killed off those two girls at the end. Wasn't that crazy? No, I have no idea what happened.
But also it's like constantly like, oh yes, they are killing off, but also timey-wimey stuff, so nothing matters.
Oh, well, okay. That would have been so funny if you were like, oh, how did you know?
But also kind of, like, sort of. They do be killing off people. Let's play 20 questions.
All right, Grant. Are you mentally prepared?
Yes.
Then you may begin.
Okay. Is this a first-party title?
Yes.
Okay.
And then no?
Okay.
But yes.
Let me put it this way. Is it published by Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, or Sega?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I meant by first party. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Alan Wake?
No, it's not Alan Wake.
Okay. Well, but what if it was Alan Wake? You would have been really impressed.
I know.
Is it a game that came out before 2010?
Yes.
Is it a game that came out after 1999?
It came out December 16th, 1999 in Japan, but everywhere else after 1999.
Okay.
The cusp.
Okay. So this is before Microsoft. So 1999 makes me think that it's Sega. Is it a Sonic Team game? Did Sonic Team develop it?
No.
Is it a Sega published game?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a Dreamcast game that came to the GameCube?
No.
Is it a Dreamcast game that came to the Xbox?
No.
Interesting. Is it a Power Stone game?
No.
You're
asking very specific questions.
It's true. Because I'm thinking about like what Sega would have been making. Is it Shenmue?
No.
But that's a good guess though.
That was your 10th question.
Okay. Is it
try to reassess where you're at.
Okay. Is it an action adventure game?
It is not an action adventure game, but that's all I'll say.
Okay. Is it a fighting game?
It is not a fighting game.
Okay, so like
don't burn your questions on genre.
Okay, don't burn it on genre.
You also don't even know what platform this thing's on because you kept asking again specific questions.
So it's a Sega game in 1999. Is it on the Saturn?
It is not on the Saturn.
Okay, so it has to be the fucking Dreamcast then.
You haven't asked me that. You kept asking. Was it a Dreamcast game that came to blank?
Right. I know, but like if it's not that's fine. But if it's not the Saturn and it's 1999, it has to be the Dreamcast.
You can assume that. You're on question 14.
Are you trying to get me to burn a question on the Dreamcast?
No. Just, again, you kept asking, like...
Jared, is this a Dreamcast game?
It is a Dreamcast game.
Okay. And in 1999...
Xbox or GameCube, it came to the most popular... All right, whatever.
Okay. Well, but here's the thing, though. Sega mostly put out games in that generation. They mostly put those games on the GameCube and Xbox.
And they were stupid for it. This one, however, I won't say anything. You're on question 15.
Sure.
You're on question 15. Be very careful.
So it came to the fucking PlayStation, but it didn't come to the GameCube or Xbox.
I'm not saying anything.
Is this a Dreamcast game that came to the PlayStation too?
Is that your 15th question?
Yeah.
It did come to the PS2. That is correct.
Okay, so what the fuck did Sega put out that they only put on the PS2 and not the Xbox?
It also came to another platform, but again, I wouldn't burn any more questions because you only have 5 more to go, and then you have to guess.
Now I'm thinking about 1999. So 1999 in Japan, so 2000
in America,
right,
and Europe, yeah.
Dreamcast. What the fuck? And it didn't come to the Xbox. It didn't come to the GameCube, which I feel like those are good. Those were good questions. And it's not Shenmue because that came to the and don't burn questions on genre, you said.
Well, I mean, at this point you can try. I'll even give you a freebie. It came to PS2 in 2002, and then it came to the GBA in 2003, but that will not help you. That will literally not help you. Because I didn't know it came to GBA.
What the fuck will it come to GBA?
I don't know. I didn't know.
Is it Choo Choo Rocket?
It's not Choo Choo Rocket, but I like the thinking.
Because that was I'm like thinking about those games that would could be on the GBA.
That would definitely be on GameCube or DS or something. I love Choo Choo Rocket, but no. Although I think the word "chew" appears in this game, but for unrelated reasons.
I'm thinking about games like Space Channel 5 came out on Xbox. I'm fairly certain. And it's not the Jet Sets because those came out on Xbox. It's not Shenmue because that came out on Xbox. I'm trying to. Is it a Puyo Puyo game?
It is not a Puyo Puyo game, but I'm actually learning some information, and I'm learning some stuff about the sequel.
Okay.
That is really tripping you up and your memory. It's diabolical, dude.
That's not great.
I didn't even know there was a sequel.
Okay, well, so giving me that hint, I was like, it's because Sega was making NFL games. I'm like, is it? So I'm not going to guess that because you didn't know there was a sequel. So I'm going to assume that's not the case. Came out.
So typically,
is Crazy Taxi.
No, it's not Crazy Taxi.
Fuck.
Typically, what happens is you think rating, you think genre, you think have I mentioned this? You think is it the first in a series? You think was it received poorly or warmly? You think cult classic? Like there's all sorts of different things to sort of poke at. Like, can your character jump? Is your character a human? Do they wear a hat? Just all sorts of weird questions to try to
Jared, is it C-band?
No.
Fuck.
All right, this is your final question.
Okay. Dude, I don't know. Is it the Of the Dead game, House of the Dead? Was that? I don't think that's a Sega. I don't think Sega published that. Fuck. But I feel like I have guessed the straightforward Dreamcast things, right?
Oh, you've mentioned a lot of things.
But were they good? But were they good guesses?
Not only were the guesses great, you might have talked yourself into it and then out of it.
Is it one of those fucking NFL games?
Is that going to be your final question?
Yes.
No, it is not an NFL game.
Well, look.
So if you don't know it,
I mean, I'll do one more. I guess I have to do one more guess. Let me think about what is a game that they put out that Sega put out. Fuck. It's not Puyo Puyo. It's not Choo Rocket. And it came to the GBA.
that is not going to help you.
Okay, it's actually gonna be a trap.
Yeah. I mean, again, I didn't even know it came to GBA.
I'm trying to think. I don't think there was a Panzer Dragoon game on the Dreamcast. I think that was like a Saturn game, and then they put out an Xbox game. Fuck.
Oh, there's a famous lawsuit.
Virtua? Is it like a Virtua Cop?
No, and that's it for Grant.
Okay, what was it?
Developed by Sega AM9. You did mention it. It's Space Channel 5.
Space Channel 5? Did they not bring
It never came to Xbox, and then I looked at the sequel part 2, came to the 360, Windows PC, PS3, Dreamcast, and PS2.
Okay, at least it was there, and I had like ruled it out. Okay, I was so sure that Space Channel 5 came to the Xbox.
Oh.
Huh. Okay, that's fine then. I feel okay with that because like that's something like that was like a sincerely held belief, and I did get to Space Channel 5. I wasn't missing. You
mentioned it.
Yeah, I wasn't like totally off base. It was something. I also feel like I came up with Space Channel 5 relatively early on.
Yeah, it's a single player music game, and
Michael Jackson.
It's not done by the Sega team. It's done by AM9, who typically works on Rally Championship, Rez, Sega Touring, some other. So like it's not like a core, team or a core person other than Tetsuya Mizuguchi.
Oh, yeah, Mizuguchi is on that, but that's Michael Jackson is in that fucking game.
He sure is.
We should do like I feel like there has to be something to do like video games adjacent to Michael Jackson. That has to be like a series of something, right?
Sonic 3, Moonraker. No, not Moonraker. That's Bond. Moonwalker.
Was there like a during the like the CD-ROM era? Was there a Michael Jackson like CD-ROM type dealie?
I wouldn't be surprised if it exists, but my brain is not coming up with anything, so I'm gonna say no.
Okay, listen, obviously I lost that, but I feel good that I did come up with a thing. I had just incorrectly ruled it out.
I definitely have seen other podcasters spend one of their final questions on, did I mention this game already? And that can give you a clue to go backwards. It's
not bad.
Yeah.
But there we go. So you win some, you lose some. And I feel like this was a mixed bag.
It wasn't critically praised, so it's like a cult classic.
Yeah, like a cult hit.
It got a sequel. I never knew it got a sequel. I never knew it went to GBA.
Right, because they keep doing. That's the thing that Sega does is that like we made weird stuff on the Dreamcast and we're still trying to like revitalize that. Like people like this, but they didn't buy it. So can we sell it again?
They put like a VR thing. Like sure,
why not?
Sexy lady dancing in VR. Why not?
That sounds good. Jared, do you know that we have a Patreon?
What?
It's true. If you spend just $5 American a month, you can get bonus podcasts where we do bullshit like trying to name Space Channel 5. It's a good time, and we would appreciate it. If you don't like the subscription, which, listen, man, you heard me shitting on Netflix. I understand that subscription models are complicated and sometimes hard to justify. But if you want to throw us a few bucks because you like us and you don't want to subscribe long term, we have a Ko-fi. You can find that at videogame.town/donate. And then also, if you don't want to spend any money, but you still like us, which we hope if you're making it to the end of the podcast, hope that you like us, leave us a review. Leave us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and it makes a big difference, and we would appreciate it.
Yeah, so go to videogame.town. All of our socials are there, the links. Patreon link is there. A ton of really cool stuff coming from some very awesome writers in the next week or so. Even by the time you're listening to this, we're getting back on that saddle of having some guest contributors. So be on the lookout for, I think, our first official movie review from maybe the best working critic today. I don't know how we got him. That's a tease.
That will be up by the time this goes live. So if you wanna mention anything, you can. No. You just want to say go to videogame.town?
Funny, yeah. If you're gonna go to the website. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
Go find out. Give us that click. How's that sound?
And also, I've been playing Ocarina of Time. Kind of like I'm kind of going through Ocarina of Time. If you're interested in that, you can go to our YouTube channel.
Why would you not just wait for the remake that's coming?
Because I'm in an Ocarina of Time mood.
But the remake's coming soon.
Yeah, and that way I'll have something to compare it against.
No, that's playing the game too many times. Wait for the remake.
No, if they're remaking it, it better be fucking different than the main game. If they're just shipping Ocarina of Time again, fuck off. You better.
Why would they touch perfection?
Well, they already have perfection. I'm streaming the perfect game from the N64 on.
Didn't the 3DS one change things?
Not really. Like it had some very small changes. Like you can use the touch screen to like put on your boots. Basically, give you like an extra item slot, so you could like equip your boots and stuff. And they redid the like the textures. But that game is unchanged in terms of like
they didn't touch up like the level design or something.
Not as far as I'm aware. I think that they it's a visual and like quality of life update, and that's it.
Okay. Well, anywho, you can go on YouTube and watch that. But thank you for listening, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.